Okay everybody, welcome back to the supplement review. Today we're going to be looking at another pre-workout from a company called TF7. Now if you know TF7 or you've heard about them, you probably know they've undergone a major rebrand in the last few weeks. They've moved from the old clear glass bottles they used to have that were skull-shaped into plastic containers. Now I spoke to a few people I know in the industry, and apparently that's because they got a cease and desist letter because they didn't own the rights to use the skull bottle. What it means though is there's a lot of their old product now discounted on the internet, so I thought I'd get a bottle and see if it's any good. Now normally their pre-workouts go for about £35. I managed to pick this up for $14.99 on eBay. So if you have a shop around, you can get some real bargains out there at the moment. Now I've got to say, this is probably the coolest bottle for a pre-workout that I've ever seen. It is glass. It has a skull into it, and then it has a poison warning label. What I'll do is I'll bring that up because I think it's worth looking at closely. So this is going to be one where your scoop isn't going to fit in the bottle, so it comes spare, and I guess you've got to keep it somewhere in the cupboard. Now there are 4 or 5 different flavours out there. I normally go for fruit punch. Well, this one doesn't seem to want to tell me. No, flavours not, oh no, here we go. Fruit salad on the side. Now you've got the same kind of wrapping you have normally at the top of a bottle of wine or a bottle of whiskey. So you've got the pull tab, and then you've actually got a cork stopper, which is pretty hard to open the first time without getting pre-workout everywhere. Yeah, smells familiar. I think there's only a certain amount of flavourings out there in the market at the moment. So this, I imagine, is going to taste the same as just about everything else that has fruit salad labelled on it. But you don't buy pre-workout for the taste, you buy it for the effect. So let's have a look at the ingredients list. Now I'll try and do a close-up of this afterwards and splice it in here, but you've got 2 grams of beta-alanine, 4 grams of citrulline malate, vitamin B6, vitamin C, niacin, caffeine, taurine, 350 mils. So, not the worst offender out there, but definitely underdosed for its 2 main ingredients, citrulline malate and beta-alanine. For my money, 350 milligrams of caffeine is just about where you want it to be. Now it does talk about serving sizes here, and there are 3 suggested serving sizes. Half a scoop, which is 6 grams, a full scoop, which is 12 grams, and that's the stats that I just read out there, or professor's scoop, a scoop and a half. Now a scoop and a half, caffeine-wise, is going to be 350? Yeah, 350, so plus another 175, 525 milligrams of caffeine if you take the professor's dose as recommended on the bottle. Personally, I think that's reckless. I don't think taking that much caffeine is good for you. It means, I can see why they've done it, because at a dose and a half, the other ingredients in there are full dosed. I can't agree with that. I've also spoken to a few friends of mine who told me that when they first brought this product to market, they were claiming that there was more grams of active ingredient than there were grams of serving size. So, for example, that there were 20 grams of ingredients for a 15 gram serving size. Now, I'm not sure of the exact numbers, and I haven't seen any of those labels myself, but that's the rumor out there about TF7. So, I guess the proof is in the pudding. I got my clear shaker so we can see the color this mixes up to. There we go. One thing I will say about this is it does say that it's a 66 serving tub. So if that's true, then that's great value if you're picking this up online at a reduced price at the moment. So here we go. I guess it's a full scoop. I gotta say, it looks cool, but it's not really the most practical. I think especially when the powders have been sat for a long time. There we go. Okay, so That's about a full dose. Just add a bit for luck. There we go. It's going to be interesting to see whether this is a novelty product or whether this is a legitimately good pre-workout. Give it a quick shake. Okay, so exactly the colour you'd expect it to be. Give it a quick taste. Very mild taste-wise, very, very mild. There is something very, very familiar about this. Doesn't taste strong, doesn't taste chemically, mixes instantly, mixes very well. Okay, taste-wise, absolutely no problem with that. I've tasted some really bad pre-workouts in my time. Total War by Redcon 1 is one of the worst things I've ever tasted, but it is one of the stronger pre-workouts on the market. This, taste-wise, absolutely fine. Let's see if, head to the gym and see if it actually works. Okay, so I thought I'd use this opportunity when I'm walking down to the gym to explain a little bit more about what is in most of these pre-workouts we've been looking at. Now, anybody who's following the channel and looking at the videos will realize there's about 4 or 5 key active ingredients that are in almost everything. But the ingredients that you'll find often come down into 2 categories. So the first is ingredients that you will have an immediate reaction to. So that's going to be caffeine and that's going to be beta-alanine. Now, beta-alanine is responsible for the tingling, sort of slight burning sensation that you get. And caffeine has an immediate effect on alertness, on your mental state, and on, you know, your ability to perform. So that's what, you know, anybody who's had a coffee knows what caffeine does. It's not a particularly mysterious substance. Now, if you have a pre-workout that has a lot of caffeine in, that can mask the fact that it doesn't have a lot of the other key ingredients, because you don't have a feel for some of the other stuff that's important. Some of the compounds like citrulline malate, which is something I go on about every video because it is a key ingredient to me, it's what I look for and it's how I judge a company. If you've underdosed citrulline malate, you are trying to rip off your customers, in my opinion. Almost everything on the market is underdosed for citrulline malate. This has 4 grams allegedly per serving. Now that's better than most, because you normally see maybe 1 or 2, and it's got 2 grams of beta-alanine. If you spend a bit of time online, or you take my word for it, or you go and do the research yourself, you should have more than that. If you're going to have the full effect, you know, what you're paying for at the end of the day is enough of these compounds to make an effect on your workout. If you want caffeine, you can go and have a Red Bull. You can go and buy some Pro Plus. The reason you're taking a pre-workout is because you want something that is geared to giving you the best workout possible. Now, some of the more expensive ingredients don't have the body feel and don't have the mental element that caffeine and beta-alanine does. So the only way you're going to know that you're being underdosed is if you take the time to, I don't know, follow a page like this or look into what's in your pre-workout. Kind of rambling a little bit here. It's a boring ass walk, but yeah, it's my 2 cents.
It's pretty cool, I gotta say. Caffeine is good. Caffeine is good. The rest might be slightly underdosed. I'd have to try it.
Papi, Brecha, and the beats.
So we're back from the gym. It's a lovely day outside, so I'm filming this breakdown out in the garden. So, what do we think of TF7's Poison? I love the branding, I love the Poison label, I love the glass bottle that got them sued. I don't know what the new range is going to look like with the black plastic. Something tells me they're going to have gone for the cost-saving measure and it's not going to be this cool anymore. But the only problem with this pre-workout in my mind is the pre-workout. It's underdosed for beta-alanine, it's underdosed for citrulline malate. Caffeine is about right, but I mean, so what? It's caffeine. I had a good workout here, but it's any pre-workout. There's nothing special about this apart from the bottle that it comes in. So in my mind, it's a bit of a gimmick. $14.99 on eBay, yes. £35 full price, no. In fairness to TF7, I will say this, they've released Poison X, which is an updated formula, and I think they've addressed some of the issues with the dosing. So, you know, maybe that's better. We'll see if I can get a hold of a bottle of that at some stage and look at the new packaging and look at the new branding. So, to break it down, I'd give this probably a 6 out of 10, maybe a half extra point for the branding and the bottle. Would I use it again? I'm going to use the bottle again, and I'm going to put Stimumax Pro in it. So, yeah, that's going to get used. Anyway, that's it. It's starting to rain, and I've got to go inside for my dinner. So, cheers for checking out the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.